Welcome to the Complete Database Developer course. If you watched the introductory video, you'd know what we are going to do. We will start by studying about file systems and databases. For example, Robcore Company has two divisions, and the two division has the following invoices as shown in the slide. Each invoice has invoice number, date, and amount. The period is from the first quarter of 1997 to first quarter of 2002. Total 2,834,363 records. Now, this is a huge amount of data that cannot be memorized. So we find a way to store it somewhere. File systems and database systems are the ways to store data. That data, when stored in a file, looks like this. It stays organized that way. But this was what we call data. Data gives you stats. But how is it useful? When data is used to tell you something like in this graph, it is called information. In simple words, when analysis is run on a set of data, the given output is called information. Now let's talk about databases. What is a database? Database is shared, integrated computer structure that stores a collection of data, which is of two types. End-user data, which is raw data, and metadata, the data about data. It contains data characteristics and relationships. The database contains all the data of the relative software or the website. On the other hand, a database management system, or a DBMS, is a software system which helps to manage the data contents, as shown in the slide visible to you. It is a connection between the application software and the database. It fetches data from one side and stores or displays on the other side. The database management system makes data management more efficient and effective. The query language allows quick answers to ad hoc queries. It provides better access to more and better managed data. It promotes integrated view of organizations' operations. It reduces the probability of inconsistent data. It provides improved data sharing and improved data security. The given photo shows you how the DBMS works. On the left, we have users and softwares. In the middle, we have a DBMS. And on the right, we have a database. The DBMS takes the user's query, fetches the relative data from the database, and shows it back to the user. Now let's talk about the database system environment. It consists of 5 objects: hardware, software, people, procedures, and the most important part, data. The hardware consists of computers, peripherals, which are the devices used to put information into and get information out of the computer, and the network. The second object, software, consists of an operating system like a Windows or an iOS or a Linux. It consists of a DBMS, which we talked about earlier, and the application and utility software, which is the part that user sees. where the user gets to see and manipulate the data in the database. The third object is the people. This part consists of 5 kinds of uses. The first one is the system administrator, who controls the hardware system support. The second one is database administrator, who manages the DBMS use. The third is database designer, who designs the database structure, who we also know as the developer. Then there are system analysts and programmers, who implement application programs. And in the last is the end user, who buys or uses the product. Going back to the objects, the procedures are the instructions and rules that govern the design and use of the database system. And the last object is the data. Now let me explain all of that with an example so that you have a firm grip of the concepts. For example, a bus service wants to create a ticket booking system. It will contain a lot of information like arrival and departure times, routes, information about buses, the tickets and the customer's information. A developer creates a database system for them. That system will be placed in the ticket booth. It will consist of a computer, a keyboard, a mouse and a network as hardware. It will consist of an operating system, a screen visible to the ticketer, which is the utility software, and a DBMS, which will connect the utility software to the database. All of this is software. If the ticketer faces a hardware problem, he will consult the system administrator, who will help him with the hardware issues. If the ticketer sees a database error message on the screen, he will consult the database administrator, who will help with the DBMS issues. If they face any issue that they cannot resolve, they will contact the guy who created the software, who we call the developer. The ticketer himself is the end user. Now, when the ticketer is issuing a ticket to a customer, he will take the user's information, store it in the system. He will check the available buses and their timings. He will check their routes. All of this is a procedure that he is following. I hope that cleared your basic concepts. But if it didn't, feel free to rewind and pause the video to let it sink in. Now in the next video, we will talk about some important types of databases and study their importance. But before you go, I have a small task for you. Head below the video and press the red button. Subscribe to my channel and you'll be getting a lot more videos like this to help you with your exams and your interviews. Thank you. See you in the next one.